Hello everyone, I am Lauren and I'm a sound healing doula, and today I do want to take a few moments to share something that is really evident and just such a big part of my life, and sort of being able to shift into this space is really, really important. So today I would like to talk about what it feels like to be uncomfortable in your body and the experience that I've had with making that decision to lean into softness and actually be more gentle with how I speak about myself and just how I treat myself when I'm feeling this way. So when this has happened to me, and it's happened sort of when I am aware that things are starting to slide and maybe not be as level as I was hoping that they would be, or sometimes I'll be absolutely fine and then boom, out of nowhere I will start to feel very upset, very emotional and very vulnerable, and it's something that varies in intensity, and thankfully now I have the awareness to actually just dive into my self-love and self-care practices before things get too heavy. And while there are some days where I try to put those things off, there are moments where I have to say, like, I can't put this off any longer because I know how bad it's going to make me feel if I keep making excuses for the reasons as to why I can't do something small to actually pour back into myself and be gentle with myself and my thoughts. And that is actually one of the biggest challenges, is kind of getting around how my brain sometimes perceives situations, people, or even my emotions from one moment to the next. And this is just something where I do intentionally take a few moments out of my day to actually breathe and I just check in with myself, because I've come to the realization that not everyone is able to do that for other people, so like you have to do it yourself. And I've made it my mission to actually have designated times throughout the day where I'm checking in with myself, thinking, okay, how am I feeling? Is there anything that I can do emotionally to help me get through the next hour, get through the next 6 hours? And not only am I just thinking about it, I'm actually going and doing what I can with what I have to allow myself to feel safe, because when I do feel like this is where I'm feeling like I'm not protected, or there is something that has made me believe that things that I'm working towards aren't worth it, and that is so far from the truth. So this is where I'm having to open up to the possibility that I'm the person that can give me what I need, and then I have to actually take action on what whatever that emotion is, or whatever that thing is that I feel like I'm missing out on, or something I may even need to scale back on slightly or just adjust. But having that time to think about what it is that I need and then following through with it is really, really important. And it has helped me understand that being gentle with myself is not something to be worried about, not to think like, oh, I'm supposed to be upholding like this standard of being a strong black woman. Like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted of trying to keep up appearances all the time with that idea. Like, people look at me and they think, okay, well, she's got all these things going on, but at the end of the day, I'm still human, so I have to make sure that I have everything that I need before I'm able to help other people. And then when my thoughts do kind of spiral into thinking, right, I need to absolutely help everyone and they need help like this, or like I'm thinking there's a way in which I can help them, I have to sort of slow down and think about like, are they ready to receive my magic? And the hard pill to swallow at the moment is that no, the people that I'm coming into contact with at the moment, they're not ready. And I have to come to that realization and know that while I'm waiting for my situation to change, I'm just looking out for myself. And I have said that like, this is the season of me being the lone wolf, because yeah, I'm coming out of my shell, but I'm just focusing on myself, because when this period of like healing or just creating a space or a series of spaces where people feel empowered to talk about their stories and everything, they need to see that I'm that safe space and I need to do it first. And I've always said that I will always go first to show people that it's safe to do the thing that scares them. But with the whole idea of like social media and it being so fast paced, slowing down and being gentle with yourself is I feel like it's so needed, because there is a bunch of ways in which you can kind of like not be connected to like where you want to go in terms of like your career, your whole soul purpose and everything, because you're looking at all of these other people and what they're doing. I would encourage anyone who's feeling like they don't really know where they're supposed to be to think about the week ahead and literally just bookmark a few times throughout the week where you can do something really, really small for yourself, or you could even just start reflecting in a journal, or you can just speak it out loud. You could do something similar to what I'm doing and just see what naturally comes through you, and then you can listen back to it and then think, right, here are the ways in which I can improve. Here are the ways in which I feel like I need more of something or I need less of something, and here is either how I'm going to sort it out, or these are the types of people that I need to speak to in order to make it happen. And in my case, having plans like that allow me to lean more into softness, because I'm not stressing out over what it is that needs to be done, and I'm not thinking about all of these extra steps that are completely outside of my zone of genius. So I'm just allowing myself to focus on the things that I'm good at. I know that I'm good at certain things, so I'm just going to focus on those, and anything that's outside of that, I'm going to be handing it over to somebody else, or making a plan to hand it over to somebody else, because my energy is incredibly precious, and I feel like now I'm at a space in my life where I want to just focus on the things that I'm good at. And if there is anything that is not my strong suit, like, I'm not going to worry about it, I'm not going to stress about it. That's somebody else's problem. So yeah, I am just going to focus on the things I love doing, because where I am at the moment, I feel like it's ramping up to be something incredible, but in order for that to actually happen, I need to focus on me. I need to focus on my energy. I also need to focus on like what I'm surrounded by and how often, and then also allowing my body and mind to tell me what feels safe and what doesn't, and then also moving through it by actually acting on if something doesn't feel safe, get myself out of that situation as quickly as possible, and then just go to somewhere that's safe. And this can be like a physical situation or an emotional or spiritual situation as well. And I'm definitely going to be allowing myself to cut people off if they're not going to be in support of where I'm going. And like at this present moment in time, I'm not holding on to people because they have a previous connection to me, like, oh, they're family, they're this, they're that. No, like, I'm focusing on this phase of my life based on like each person as an individual. And yeah, I'm just gonna see how that goes, because I really feel like there is an element to me trying to lean into softness and being gentle with myself, but I can't do that 100% because I'm holding on to situations and people that are taking me out of my feminine energy and actually keeping me in that protective mode. Like, a little bit I feel is just natural, but it's to the point where I can't relax. So now I'm being more aware of what is going on around me and what's going on in my internal world, and I'm actually doing something about it. So I do see these like sessions that I'm having with myself as self-care and self-love, and it is just so nice to know that the more I'm being able to like filter out situations that don't make me happy, I'm doing more work. I'm doing more of the shadow work, more of the deep inner reflective stuff that I've been putting off. And like these little things, or like these little sessions where I'm feeling like, oh, it's too much for me, or that's gonna make somebody uncomfortable, like I'm doing the things that are potentially gonna make other people or myself uncomfortable, because it is me exercising my own boundaries. And at the end of the day, I don't want to feel bad for having specific boundaries that are going to help me thrive and reach the goals that I have. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I feel like there is a lot of discourse about people moving into their feminine flowy energy, but there isn't much substance around talking about like what that can mean for somebody who isn't used to being in that environment where they feel safe enough to lean into their feminine energy and surrounding themselves by talking to themselves in a gentle way and opening themselves up to a bunch of different ways to embrace that soft energy. Because if you've never been exposed to it, then it's going to be really difficult for you to actually experience that for yourself. And this is where slowing down really does come into its own, because as you're slowing down, like, that is you being gentle with yourself. Because if you're rushing about, that can just like add to stress and all of that, and wherever you are on your journey, it can just make things so much easier. So yeah, that is kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. As always, if you would like to work with me, please check out the description, and if you want to talk on Instagram, my Instagram handle is down below in the description as well. I hope that you have a gentle day, and if not, that is totally okay. I would just invite you to try and find something that allows you to smile, even if it is just a tiny bit more than you smiled yesterday. I will catch you guys in the next one.